Hey, what's up, everybody? So I seen this video that I was watching on a channel called Smart Christian Channel. Subscribe to his channel. I'm not a Christian, but when you hear intelligent people talk, well-knowledge people talk about certain things, it's always good to take the message and leave the messenger. So this video here is something on TikTok. Says this TikTok exposes some unloving churches, where she's calling these churches and saying that she needs assistance. She needs formula for her children or for a kid. It says testing your church to see if they feed a hungry baby. And I've talked about this before, being one of the more upsetting things about being a Christian, especially in the black community, where when you need help, Kanye West said it a while back, said that's the problem with the Christian religion, is that a lot of them can help you. They choose this selfish path of, we'll pray for you. We'll pray for you. But when they can reach in their pocket and give you money or point you in the right direction or pick you up, give you a ride, speak to someone on your behalf about a job, whatever it is, they miss the mark, because this religion ultimately starts to cannibalize itself when they really don't understand what it means to be a Christian. So let's listen to this here. Fair use. Fair use.
Cathedral of the Rockies. I'm calling your church to test to see if they would help feed a starving baby. And right now I'm calling the church in Du Bois. So I'm calling your church to test if they would feed a starving baby. And right now we are calling the First Baptist Church. So I'm calling your church to test to see if they feed a starving baby. And right now I'm calling West End Baptist Church. So I'm calling your church to test to see if they would help feed a starving baby. So I'm calling your church to test to see if they would help feed a hungry baby.
I don't cuss. I don't cuss. But if I did, this would be the right time.
Subscribe to his channel, guys.
There was a young lady, I think her name is Nicolea. I hope I'm saying her name right, but I don't even know if she's a Christian or not. Maybe she's just trying to do this to set out to expose people. She said that her videos have gone viral. She went from 300 or so followers, whatever you call it, on TikTok, to over 300,000 or what is it, 300,000 or something like that. I don't know what her angle is, what the rationale is, but I'm glad she did it. I am so glad she did it, and I hope that other churches recognize that what she's doing, they should be put on blast. What she's doing, she's calling around asking churches to see who really is godly, who is, and you know what? Good for her. I love her. I love her. I don't know what it. I hope that other churches, that, by the way, some churches did pass the test. A lot didn't. Most of them didn't. But listen to this. This bothered me. Just to hear this. This bothered me.
So I'm going to be attempting to call the East Somerset Baptist Church. I tried to call there earlier, right at 9 o'clock. It was like 9:30, and they were not answering yet. So we are going to try them again and see if they answer.
Good morning, East Somerset Baptist Church.
Hi, yes. I was calling to see if you all were able to help. I have a baby, and I do not have formula for the week for her, and I was wanting to see if y'all were able to help.
They stopped doing anything out of the church office about 2 years ago. We give to some places in town that,
Right there, that man should have said, okay, what's your name, your number? Can I somehow video call you or something like that to try to read your condition? Automatically, for me to deal with this problem, I would have said, hey, do you have Cash App? Do you have Zelle? Let's try to fix it. This problem can be fixed in less than 10 minutes. Less than 10 minutes. Most people have $25 to help people, and it won't hurt them. You could have had this lady taken care of in less than 10 minutes and said, well, if she didn't use the money for whatever I gave it to her for, that's on her.
might be able to help you, like God's Food Pantry or Perm, but they don't do anything out of the church.
Now, by the way, we're going to listen to all of this, about 2 or 3 minutes of these, so it might make your blood boil. It might bother, but it also is going to cause you to make sure that you are not like them. Because don't turn around and get upset with these churches if you're the same way. All right? So let's go back to it.
Church office.
Okay, so y'all don't do anything to help?
I believe my own church is like this. The church I grew up in, I believe they do some of the same shit. People need help with baby and food for holidays and school supplies and stuff. And I guarantee you my church will do the same shit. Well, we don't really know how to help you. I mean, yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Take your ass to Walmart and do a money order. Me personally, let's just say right now, if somebody says, CJ, you got $5? Y'all know I don't have a job, but if somebody said you got $5, yeah. Would it hurt me? No. Somebody said you got 10? Yeah, I got it. It would hurt, and I would think about, man, that's a bottle of pills whenever, if I don't get another paycheck before I run out. If somebody said, let me get 20, I would explain to them, I'm struggling myself, man. I don't have a job. That $20, that's going to come in handy later on. You see what I'm saying? I'm being honest. I'm not going to tell that person, no, I just can't help you. And that ain't got nothing to do with being a Christian. It's because if when I need help, I expect for people to really think, can I help CJ right now? And if I can't, let me explain why I can't help him. If I can help him, let me hurry up and help him so he can get on with his life.
Not directly out of the office, no.
What does it mean when you say directly out of the office?
Not directly out of my pocket. I'm not going to ask my wife. I'm not going to ask the pastor. I'm not going to ask nobody who is in this church. Hey, we got somebody that just called my phone saying they need financial help. Can we somehow maybe divvy up $20 from 5 people, $100 so she could buy her some formula? Formula, not a whole month's supply of stuff, but just formula.
I mean, that we give like some of our missions budget to places in town for that kind of a thing. Like to AIM, like sometimes AIM.
It might come across as a little cold, crass. We don't do that. We pay other people to do that for us. I do understand why churches do that. Now, listen, ladies and gentlemen, there are churches that get scared. Churches get scared a lot.
I get it.
Someone will show up and, hey, my family's getting put out. We need this, we need that. And they don't care. People don't care who they scam. I get it. And so churches want to be cautious, and you want to make sure that if you give money to people who are actually in need for someone who is scamming or needs for drugs or what have you. And so nowadays churches will send the money directly to the utility company or to pay the rent, or, directly to the people.
Yep.
Or they might even, some churches will take you shopping or have a food pantry there.
Yep.
Which, by the way, that's the point of, that's what you're supposed to do.
Duh.
I understand you can have it for members first, but there are people out there who are in need. And so we don't just deal with just the members, but there could be some little apprehension on their part. So that's why we send money other places to have and send people there to have them being taken care of. But if you're sending money or giving donations elsewhere so that people come in, they have some place to go to, you want to make sure they can handle it. They can take care of that also. That if Mary comes in, that we send her there, we know that Mary's going to be taken care of because that's why we're also giving our money to them as well.
Can help our First Choice Clinic. We give to them.
Okay, thank you.
And before we continue, how does that make you feel? That bothers me.
It does.
Because she said
Y'all ask for tithes. Y'all ask for all this other shit. But when people really need y'all help, do y'all have a pantry or a refrigerator or a kitchen in the church that y'all can go to and help somebody out with some canned goods? Can y'all help pay somebody's rent? See, when you do this type of shit, this is me personally. I will feel in debt to that type of service, and I will feel compelled to say, well, let me at least show my face on Sunday. Let me go in there and thank the congregation for putting their money together to help me and my family push forward. And for that, you guys deserve to have me come and commune with y'all on Sunday to show my appreciation. And if I can't make it, you guys are understanding that, okay, they didn't just use us, but that was a person that for 1 second in their life, they thought maybe this church can really show me the ways of God in Jesus Christ because I'm down and out and I ain't got nothing. maybe they could be the ones to show me that God or Jesus does exist.
Wanted some formula. This bothers me. Yeah, she is pretending, but they don't know that. So a woman calls who says her child is hungry, baby's hungry, a baby is hungry, and just needs some formula for a day or a couple of days. Just some formula. If it was your baby, would you hope that somebody would be there to help your child?
Yep.
Or your grandchild?
Are you willing to go overdraft your card? Are you willing to swipe that shit on credit? Are you willing to use one of your discount cards to help me take care of my family? Please. Let me show y'all something else. Something else I was looking at. See if I can find it. I was actually just listening to it. I was just watching it. Let me see. Not sure where it is. What was I watching? Something with Mike Todd. Let me see. I'll have to put it inside the... Let me see. Because he left a message that I talk about when it comes to children. Oh my goodness. Sorry guys, give me 1 second. I think it was I think this is it right here. Let's see. Just a snippet. My child is not alone. It was recent. I just watched it. Where did it go? Oh my Lord. Give me 1 second, guys. Sorry. I'm sorry. Give me 1 second. Smart Christian, Mike Todd. And then they said,
all right, here's some videos.
Thank you. Don't. Dude, I know daggone well that video. Where is it? Oh, I might have to just come back then because I don't want to just be sitting here holding up the video. Explains why he acts foolishly. No, this was... No. That's strange. They won't put what I was just watching on the feed, but whatever. We'll just have to come back later on. But he basically says that when you are the type of parent that uses profanity, you might think that, oh, my kids think I'm cool. My kids respect me because they see I get angry and I'll start cursing and doing all of that. Okay, it's going to get to a point where your children are not going to look at you as a person with any type of wisdom. They're just going to see you as somebody that can potentially make their problem worse or make them even more upset. So all of your cursing at them and stuff like that, they're not going to respect you, or they're not going to think of you when they go through tough times in life. And they're not supposed to think about you all the time. But it does come a time where you think about your mom and dad and you think, well, when I grew up in that house, they didn't use that type of language. So when I get as angry as I get and all of these different things, that does not mean that I have the right to start cursing around my parents. Because I tell you now, you do that shit around my parents will tell you real quick, I don't care what you going through, you not finna talk like that. I'm finna hang the phone up, or we finna just quit talking. If we in person, we just finna quit talking. Because I'm not about to sit here and listen to you talk like that. My parents will tell you, we didn't talk to y'all like that, so you're not going to do that with us. And I see that in this household. These motherfuckers, you let these kids go 90 yards of out of control. And then when they want to go the last 10 yards, now you telling them, get the fuck out. Who the fuck you think you yelling at? When the kids start talking, you know, when they talk to you in that tone of, hey, go find those football pants. I didn't even find it. I didn't. When you start doing that type of shit. Yesterday, I sat here and watched. It's almost like you are psychologically damaging these kids because they don't really know when you are playing. They don't know. That's like when I get done with my headache, and sometimes I'll feel so much better after a headache where I'll then feel like I can then put up with my nephew Nemo and all of his, you know, child shit that he does. And I do it in a sense that, but I'm also aware that, okay, CJ, you also got to remember when Nemo tried to come over here fucking with you, you were in agony. Now that he's over there chilling and you feel better, don't go over there fucking with him. Because now he's not going to really know when there's something wrong with you. You understand what I'm saying? So if you in the room and you on your cell phone and your kids are mommy, 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 and you never, after the second mom, you should be like, what do you want? Oh, I just want to ask you, can I have a snack? No, you cannot have a snack. I'm getting ready to start making dinner. Mama, please don't ask me no more. Get out. And then what does he do? He goes in the room and he slams the door. When you don't check that shit right then and there, what do you think he's going to keep himself from doing it? See, because that's what kids do. They'll look at you to see, what can I get away with? What will they allow me? You know, you let your daughter call you by your first name, Gabby Salazar. Who the fuck are you talking to? Me and my brother Xavier was like, I wish one of these kids would call me by my damn name. But see, that's what I mean when you let these kids go so far out of bounds. Don't expect to be able to reel them in just as fast as you let them go so far out of bounds, because they don't have any guidelines in their head as far as, okay, I can and cannot get away with this with my parents, even a little bit. And when you walking around here and you cussing them out and doing all of that stuff, it's going to come a time where they're not going to want your advice, because they're not going to look at you in a different light as if they look at their friends or they look at teachers and coaches and shit. So that's all I wanted to talk about, man. I got a long evening ahead of me. I'm out.